I was thinking this morning that I know women and men who have jobs, and if the woman get pregnant, she can take off work for months and get paid. And they call it family leave or something. Maternity leave. So what? Right. I have a friend who is off work because his wife had a baby. I told him, you are more than a beta man. You are a straight up sissy. I wouldn't even take that if my job offered it to me. And plus, it doesn't make sense to pay somebody to take off work to have a baby. And that's not logical. You have regular sick time, you have regular vacation time, and whatever else. But you don't pay people to take off work to have a baby. Anybody disagree with that? You disagree? Oh, good. Oh, I love it. Why do you disagree?
Well, just before you said how white people aren't having babies, right? And they need to have babies.
But I'm not going to pay them to have a baby.
But that's not you paying, that's the work paying.
But if I own the company.
Okay, then don't pay.
And you think I should pay them, right?
Oh, you have to buy that, okay. But like, for example, one of our friends, they're a very successful white couple. And when I first met them, when they invited us over to their house, they had 3 pets. They had 2 cats and 1 dog? Or 2 dogs and 1 cat. And, you know, she was afraid I was going to say something, but I still said something. I said, you guys need to have kids. It was the first time I met them. They were shocked. I was like, you guys have pets. Right. You think it's taking the place, so you guys need to have kids. I don't know if it worked or not, but a year later, they had a baby.
It worked. They just needed to be told.
But the thing is, now they're saying...
They didn't know they had gotten married to make a baby.
Exactly. They were married, what, 10 years?
8 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful couple, smart, they're conservative, all that. But now they don't want to have any more kids because they're saying kids are expensive and this and that. They have this whole plan how they're going to spend like $100,000 a year on the baby. Crazy.
Yeah,
but some people think like that.
But why do you think that jobs, a company should pay a woman to have a baby?
Because those people that are brainwashed and, like you say, they listen to the devil, they think they can't have a baby because they can't miss work, they can't do this, which is all a lie.
Yeah, but you have regular sick time and stuff. I think most
they don't think like that.
Oh, well, we got to wake them up.
They are lost.
10 days.
Go ahead.
10 days.
Hold on for the mic there.
How can you have a baby and go to work and just get 10 days?
I'm sorry, what you say?
Like, how can you think you can have a baby and then just use 10 days of sick time per year?
Right.
And then just go back to work?
Good question. Isn't that like an excellent question? And you want to respond first to that question. Go ahead.
I do.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you respond?
I will.
I'm not sure what it's a complicated situation. I think if somebody's working for a company, have a baby, how do they exactly? Well, they did it before, I guess, somehow, with their own family, their own means. So shouldn't depend upon the company,
I have a family member, she and her husband had 15 or 16 kids, maybe 17 or 18, and the company didn't pay for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah. So
sort of where do you draw the line then on these?
That's a good question. All right. This young lady want to respond here, and then I'll respond. So if a woman, you think a company should pay a woman to have a baby and let her be off work for months?
I wouldn't say months, but I wouldn't say months, but what I think is that sometimes when people have babies,
A little louder for me?
I think when sometimes people have babies, they don't think about the cost and everything like that. And if you work somewhere and you're not going to be off, you need to think about it because now women are in the workforce, so ergo, they're going to get pregnant, married, however, they're going to get pregnant. So there's got to be some way that they could save time or something.
Right.
Because she's right, 10 days probably, like you don't want to be, walking in there after 10 days of, this event happening to you. So there has to be some kind of way that they work it out. However, people have to plan for that. We don't plan, we don't plan for stuff. It's just like, here's a baby, and it's like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, my goodness. It should be like, okay, I know we want to have kids. Let's save money. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then that way
I
you're a
am
little bit more
totally
prepared.
loving this because I know why you think that way. I really do. This is going to be mind blowing.
But then if you're married, you can have kids. So it's kind of, but I just think sometimes a little bit more preparation maybe.
Okay. Yes.
Can I just add to that real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so I don't necessarily agree with the policy, but I understand why companies do it, because we're in this age where companies are trying to bring women on board, and if you're a company and you don't have that policy, you're going to get attacked as anti-female company.
Do you think companies should pay women to have babies?
I think women should stay home and be housewives.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
think.
All right. What do you got to say now, Missy?
I don't think you have to be a housewife, but like mothers are very important in this world.
They are?
No? Yes,
And
and
why?
you need that time to bond with your baby when you have a baby
Right.
in order for that kid to grow a healthy kid, a healthy woman and a healthy man. So I don't understand why you are saying that.
Why should you get paid to do that,
I'm coming to you at the mic in a minute. Why should you
what
get
do you
paid?
mean? But you have to live as a mother.
Pay you.
Oh, hold on for the mic. Where's
So
the mic
how
guy?
are you gonna supposed to
That's
raise
why
your
you-
kid?
The husband. Yeah, the
How-
husband makes the money.
The husband?
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Is you should have a husband. You should be financially dependent on your husband while you're taking care. You're holding it down at home.
That's the answer.
So what if the husband cannot afford? Then
Then don't make the baby.
Yeah. Then he's not a suitable husband.
Right.
Suitable husband.
As Michael Jackson said, if you can't take care of the baby, don't make the baby. But if women...
That's not the point.
Yes, it is the point.
The point is that you said that a company should not. It's like you are saying that a company should not encourage a woman to become a mother, and I
No, I'm
think
saying that
that's
the company
wrong.
should not pay for it. Just have regular sick days, like for men and like for everyone, right? And so if you need to take off, you have
But
high...
this is how you encourage people to have families.
No.
you make it easier.
No, what
and
we-
then you are wondering why people they don't get married
No,
or
no, you
we
make-
don't have a family. A
But so if
system.
if a man and woman are married,
Yes.
and let's say the woman, for whatever reason, is working because they have no children, they meet my friend, and he said, no more pets, make babies. The woman make a baby, they get pregnant, and the woman is having this baby, the woman can take off, and her husband would take care of her. The company won't pay for that. Does that make more sense?
No.
That doesn't make sense? Why not? That's how they did it in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, and women were women and girls were girls. The woman got married when they had a baby, she stayed home, the man went out and provided. That's the right way to do it.
But we don't live in that
Speaking
world.
to that.
We don't live in that world anymore.
But we need to recreate that world because the world we're living in is destroying everything.
That's the natural order. We've strayed from it, and we have suffering consequences.
Yeah. That makes sense? Speaking to the mic.
So I'm not from here.
Where
of
you
course.
from?
I'm from Romania. So in Romania, when a woman has a child, she is paid to stay home for almost 2 years.
Wow.
But
See, that's
in
where
the
we
first
getting all
year,
this mess from.
75% and then 50%. But I have to tell
Well,
you, the
isn't it-
kids in Romania, they grow up more healthier than what I've seen here.
Not true.
Yeah. How do you know? You didn't even been there.
Not true.
Well, you're saying that kids growing up today instead of kids growing up 60 years.
Oh, yeah.
You can have this one.
But listen, isn't it better to be married and have the babies the right way?
Of course.
And so if the woman get pregnant, she can then stay home and her husband take care of her?
Yes, but not everyone can afford that. So
Then
why
don't
you should
have the
not
baby.
encourage
Don't
No.
get pregnant.
a woman can take off maybe up to a year, and I think it's normal for the company to pay her.
No, she can take off the rest of her life if she has a husband.
if she has a husband that can afford that to sustain that whole household on his own, but not everyone affords that.
Believe me, every husband can afford it. All they have to do is cut back. That's all they have to do. Make sacrifices. Human beings today don't want to make sacrifices. Make sacrifices. They did it in the good old days. And that way worked. This other way, as Chris said, just not work. And it's not working. And everybody quiet about it, too afraid to speak up about it, even the children of God. Somebody got to tell the truth to this stuff because it's leading to destruction. Just because women are doing it doesn't make it right. We can't allow this to continue. Yes.
I was gonna say, thank you for saying that. You know why I think the way I do, but you're right. You know, having a baby is a personal choice.
Yes.
And the company has nothing to do with this. So that's why if you think of it as a personal choice, then you prepare to not have that income coming in, you save your money. And if we all kind of said, this is my personal choice, and we prepared for it and took accountability and responsibility for it, then yes, society would be better.
It would.
Because you wouldn't
That's
be
like being
dependent
on
somebody else.
welfare.
Yeah.
I'm paying somebody else to have a baby. That's the same as welfare. And then they want me to pay them for 3 or 4, I don't know how many months it is, but in Romania, you said 2 years, right?
Yeah, up to 2 years.
Amazing.
You're gonna get your job back.
Well, that's more
Remind me not to move to Romania.
European countries are that way. They're becoming.
And look what's happening. Oh, I'm sorry. Repeat that.
No, I said most European countries, they are like that. They have, I know England has a 1.5-year policy, take off from work. And that goes for men and women. So it's really 3 years if you think about it, because then the men can take a 1.5 years after
I'd
that.
keep my wife pregnant if I believe in that. Every time she look around, she'll be pregnant. And I'll be all work. Why go to work? You can make money just making babies. That's just like the welfare. Are you in support of that?
I think that I'm in support with the women raising the kids and all
No,
that.
that's not what I asked.
About the policy. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of like divided. I think if you do have a man and it is the right way, but unfortunately, yeah, if you are married and you have a husband, and I think that's okay. I mean, people have done it. Of course, you can do it, and the men can support the woman. I don't think. I mean, having a baby is really a huge cost. The baby is being breastfed, so it's not like you're really spending crazy amounts of money.
So you're not for that, right?
But sadly, we live in a world where, there's a lot of single women having kids, and I know that
That's their
that's
problem.
not the order.
That's not for me to pay for.
Yeah, I get your point, but the whole idea behind that law was to encourage women to have a family because we were having the same issues that we're having today.
But we are not supposed to be paying women to have babies out of wedlock.
But it's happening.
That's
The government is paying for it too.
Right,
All those women go and they ask for welfare.
It'll stop happening. Won't it stop? Then we'll be like, I ain't have no baby. I ain't got no husband. It'll stop. And so the children of God we can't keep going along with the lie. They're going to kill us. Is that right?
You are right, but like I said, I mean,
No, but.
No, but.
You can't that's a law that I don't think it's going to be changed, not even by our current administration.
Because the people don't have the nerve to do it, right?
No one will go for that.
Isn't that amazing? Do you think we should change it?
I think it could be tested. I'm always all about testing laws and
Should we
seeing what
change it?
happened. I wouldn't be against it.
Should we change it?
Yes. I wouldn't be against
Leave
it.
it alone. He's like, say yes or no. Should we change it?
I said yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, Mark.
I think a big problem is, because I agree with the young lady from Romania that being a mother is very important, but a big problem is that a housewife is looked at as demeaning. It's insulting to women to not work, to not provide, to depend on their husband. That's an insulting.
But that's their problem.
I understand that.
I
but
don't
the
want to
thing
pay for
is,
their insults.
why wouldn't it be why is it any different? You know what I mean? Like, the woman essentially wants to feel good about herself. I'm providing, I'm contributing, I'm still working, I don't need you, right? They're like already divorced. They're already independent. You know what I mean? It's not a family. Why would it be any different if it's like the man is like, stepping out on his wife? It's like, I need to feel good about myself. You know what I mean? Just because we're married doesn't mean, I mean, people don't want to actually do
This is why
what is
we-
completely natural to do.
That's why we got to turn this around, folks. It's not leading to anything good. It's really not. It's leading to destruction. What do you think about that law where we have to
I mean, just sitting here, I've never thought of the question before, but it brings up that these are things, as women, I think the reason why we're so reluctant to answer the question is we need to unlearn these things that we're being
Yes.
taught. These are these lies that have been pushed to us, and now we just have to acknowledge that we need to unlearn
Absolutely.
what we're being told.
We've been so brainwashed. I mean, there's so many things I'm realizing I used to think was right.
Right.
Was absolutely wrong. And when you come out of that thinking, you're like, how did I ever believe that that was right?
Right.
It's so insane. You're right. We got to unlearn all these lies and things that we have gone along with. And a lot of Christians are going along with these things because they can't. They're in a fallen state. They can't really. And I was there too. They can't see what's happening.
Right.
And then when you start speaking the truth about these things, be willing to deal with the children of the lie. They're going to get angry. That's fine. They're supposed to get angry. Their father is a liar. And we stay calm, stay honest, don't resent, and just tell the truth. And things will start to change. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So now when you're out there, you think, and you hear your friends and other ladies saying, oh, I love the fact I can take off a year and have a baby. They're going to pay me. Are you going to be able to speak up about that?
Yeah, I think when you say it at like a face value, everyone's going to be, or women are going to take that as like, oh, yeah, I don't know, like, but when you have a conversation about it and get more in depth about it, then I think the understanding can happen. Yes.
And if they don't understand it, that's on them too. You just tell the truth, but don't overreact, and they'll have to think about it. Some will think about it. And then they'll say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Right.
And so don't be afraid to tell the truth. That makes sense? No?
Mark made a good point is that women want to be married, but at the same time, they still want their independence. So they're like not even fully in the relationship or dependent on anything. They're kind of just still want that independence. So it's like he said, they're not even really together. Like all it takes is one or a few things for them to go crazy. But my main point I was trying to make was, if what you were saying, which you already covered it, but the more we allow it to happen, the more we're accepting it. But that's what just keeps happening is like we're okay with it, and once we accept it and make the law, now we're creating new communities of things that shouldn't even exist.
Right. It's like sin. Sin is like a slippery slope, right? You're tempted to eat the ice cream, and you're like, nah, I don't want to eat it. Not good for me. And then your father said, nah, just take a little bit. You remember the professional said that one spoonful won't hurt. And you're like, nah, I know I'm going to react to it. My body's going to blow up right away. And your father said, nah, your body's not going to blow up with one spoonful. And so you say, all right, I'll go and just take one spoonful. So you get the ice cream, and you take one spoonful, and it's so good. Because when you first taste sin tastes good. Have you noticed that? And then you say, oh, I'm not going to do it again. I did it. I'm never going to do that again, right? And 1-2 days, maybe 2 days go by, and your father say, remember how good that ice cream tastes the other day? Get 2 spoonfuls. You went and worked out this morning. It's no big deal. And you're like, yeah, Daddy, that's right. And then you get 2. Next thing you know, you're eating a gallon of ice cream a week, and you're fat as a pig. And you're like, how did that happen? Because you really don't see it happening. You don't see that you're sliding into darkness, right? And going out of control. Sin doesn't just hit you and you see, oh, I've sinned. It makes you feel good for a while. And then right at near destruction, you realize, oh my God, what have I done? Have you noticed that? That's what's happening now in our country. It's happening slowly, one thing after another one, and they convince us that it's fine, and they make up cutesy words to make us accept it, and if we don't accept that particular word, they change it to another word. They don't want to call it illegal aliens, they want to call it immigrants. Immigrants. And if you say no, illegal alien, why are you calling it illegal alien? Because I want to remind people what it is. Because you forget illegal, and after a while you go, oh yeah, that's fine. Or they say mother and children. What about the children? And you're like, yeah, what about the children? And you forget that this mother intentionally brought the child. And she knew what she was doing prior to coming. And so you're like, oh yeah, let them in. And one thing leads to another. We cannot afford to be controlled by words. We have to go with what is right. Not what we think and not what we feel. What is right. And you're not going to know that until you come out of that fallen state. And everything will wake up to you, I'm telling you. It will wake up. You will have great courage because fear will be gone. And it'll just start to open up for you. It really will.